Under the gentle glow of the new moon, the night begins in stillness, a fresh cycle, a quiet beginning. The mountain hills whisper stories through the trees. I touch a tender sprout of a baby corn, so small and delicate, a quiet reminder of how precious new life is, and how even the softest things can grow strong. My loyal companion Nemo stands peacefully in the open field. Together we walk, guided by the rhythm of the earth. A peaceful Buddha statue stands on a sidewalk, reminding those who pass by, don't rush, but take it slow. Your walk should be meditative, like a therapy. Breathe, see the beauty around you, feel love, be at peace. Enjoy this present moment. It's the most valuable gift, and it's free, given to us by the universe to teach us how to be present and appreciative so we can all be happy. So, something I haven't shared with you previously, but in the last few months I participated in creating art with others, where unexpectedly my first touch was a butterfly, a symbol that reminded me of a story I will share with you later in this video. Then came the mountains, the forest, a rainbow, and finally a waterfall. The waterfall was calling me, its peaceful power of healing. I couldn't leave the painting without that final flowing touch. And now this piece is almost completed, ready to be shared with our community here in the state of Oregon.
National Sexual Assault Awareness Month. It's a time dedicated to calling on communities to unite in the fight against sexual violence. One local organization is doing just that through art. The Family Justice Center of Washington County is partnering with the Sexual Assault Resource Center of Oregon. They're putting on an event that showcases performances, presentations, and art made by people impacted by sexual violence. About 54% of women in Oregon have experienced some form of sexual assault. The purpose of the gallery is to amplify marginalized voices by giving survivors of sex abuse a chance to heal through art and advocacy.
The thing that we've heard from survivors is it's so meaningful for our agencies to lift up in our community, to lift up in such an incredible manner, to have gallery spaces and have people come and attend and have people feel like this really matters, and they feel like it really matters, like their story is beautiful now.
If you'd like to take a look, the event is tomorrow from 5:30 to 8 p.m. at the Jackson Bottom Wetlands Nature Center in Hillsborough.
We've been holding space for survivors, providing healing-centered support, and working to build a community free from sexual violence. Since our founding in 1977, almost 50 years ago, SARC has remained committed to uplifting the voices of those so often relegated to the margins. particularly survivors.
Your shadow looming over, and the sting of your breath, your incoherent whispers still echo in my head. One day I'll fly away and feel the softness of the rain. I won't seek shelter from the pain. Mother, come and wash over me.
Skeleton. He is still there. In the depths of my spine, my throat, my cervix. Everywhere was lost in his clutch, and even then, I knew my sparkling mind dulled in his hands. Bits and pieces, the fragments I get to keep to myself. I cannot remember, and yet I would like to forget. Tonight, I stand in front of a mirror, fingers grazing over old contusions, and I wonder what it would be like to remember. Time is a taker, a mother, and a hopeless optimist. In this moment, I can feel what is left of my wings attempt to lift into the air, one after the other. That skeleton key protrudes from my chest, humble in entrance, yet transformative in revelation. I am the entire sky, ringing with storm, and somehow, still the sky. The cage where he clipped me is where I refuse to rest.
From that pain, women began to speak. Many of us express ourselves through stories, song, poetry, and colors. They transformed suffering into beauty. Every piece tells its own story. Every viewer a witness to courage. Even the jewels have their own story, reflecting light through color, connected to the sunlight and held gently by nature. Like a charms of hope, they remind us we are never alone. This piece is dedicated to all the women who have ever been hurt, silenced, or made to feel small. To the woman rebuilding from heartbreak, from betrayal, from being misunderstood. This isn't just from my heart, it is a reminder to yours. You were born with a crown. You don't need permission to wear it. Remember who you are. He came in fast, with stars and charm, promised to keep you safe from harm, with flowers, smiles, and words so sweet. But masks like his are quick to sleep. He loved your looks, not how you feel, loved what you gave, not what was real. He wanted you strong, but just for him, not when your light began to dim. When pain came in, he stepped away. No water, no care, no words to say. And when you spoke, when you stood tall, he blamed you for it all. That's not love. It's power dressed in shame. It's weakness hiding under his name. A real man doesn't strike or run. He grows, he learns, he faces the sun. He stands by love through storm and sting. If he's your king, he will act like a king. But don't forget what's always true. The real crown has always been on you. So never lose faith in who you are. You shine like fire, like northern stars. And if you choose a man someday, it's not because you have lost your way. It's because he's earned a place beside your throne. But remember, your power was always your own. Going back to the painting where I made my touch, the rainbow in the mountains. I didn't know then, but weeks later I would see a real rainbow in that same place, painted prior during one of my most unsafe, hardest days. It was a quiet message from the universe. You are safe now. You are exactly where you need to be. Step through this rainbow gate now, into hope, into a better days. So I did it with all my heart and soul. Now it is my story about the butterfly. I will try to make it short. For those who haven't seen my other video about butterfly, you can find it on my channel. Links are below. One stormy day, I woke as usual in the forest where I lived. My dog spotted her first. She lay lifeless, cold. A big storm was coming and I knew for sure she would die. Something inside me said I couldn't leave her behind. I carried her carefully in my warm hands all the way to my cabin. I placed her gently in the green garden I had to build under warm therapeutic light with food to give her energy. I kept her safe. For 3-4 days, I looked after her. She reminded me of resilience, how even the smallest winds can carry a powerful spirit. And when the time was right, I opened my hands to let her go. She looked straight into my eyes. I felt connection. I felt her speaking to my spirit. She didn't want to leave. She kept coming back to the greenhouse until I gently encouraged her to fly to find her mate. That was my magical life experience with butterflies, something very rare. And I needed to share it through this piece of art. It's something I will never forget. But the story didn't end there. About a month later, while foraging in the forest, another butterfly landed on me, softly, unexpectedly, on my back, near my shoulder. She stayed with me for nearly 2 hours as I walked all the way down from the top of the mountain back to the cabin. She never flew away, just quietly rested there like she belonged. It was another quiet miracle, a message from nature, a memory I will carry for the rest of my life. Even insects, creatures so often overlooked, are deeply intelligent and powerful. They have souls too, just like us. We are all one, as long as we stay connected together through compassion and love, through every breathing being on this earth.